21 Signs you're going through a spiritual awakening, how to embrace it. Here are some signs that you're going through a spiritual awakening or are about to embark on one. 1. You feel disconnected or detached. At first, the spiritual awakening process can feel overwhelming and confusing. It can feel like everything you thought to be true about your life was a lie, and as such, Kaiser explains, you may feel disconnected and detached from the things and people you used to enjoy. 2. You've reevaluated your beliefs. Richardson notes a spiritual awakening will likely cause you to revise your spiritual beliefs or adopt significant new ones. Whether that means connecting deeply with a new religion or belief or quitting your job to pursue your real passion, your priorities are likely different now. 3. Your dreams are more vivid. Not only is your waking life more vivid as a result of a spiritual awakening, but your dream life may become more vivid too, Kaiser says. The meanings of your dreams and how they connect to your journey may become more apparent as well. 4. You experience more synchronicities and déjà vu. If you're frequently experiencing mind-blowing synchronicities, like thinking about someone and randomly running into them the next day, or seeing angel numbers all the time, that's a sign you're on your spiritual path, Kaiser says. Similarly, feelings of déjà vu aren't uncommon either. 5. Your relationships begin to shift. There can be no doubt, spiritual awakenings are transformative, and the people in your life won't always be able to appreciate that. You may feel like your loved ones don't understand you anymore because you are changing, Kaiser notes. Richardson suggests asking loved ones to respect what you're going through, reminding them that they don't have to resonate with your awakening. 6. You feel spirituality becoming an important part of your life. As Richardson notes, it will be hard to ignore the call from your spiritual side as you go through this process. The desire to find meaning and fulfillment within your spirituality will likely become one of your biggest priorities. 7. You're more intuitive. Another sign, according to Richardson, is having newly heightened intuition or new intuitive abilities showing up. They were always there, buried beneath the layers of your ego, and now that you've awakened, you feel much more in tune with yourself. 8. You can sense inauthenticity and manipulation. In addition to that heightened intuition, Kaiser says you'll be able to sense any inauthentic or manipulative behavior when someone is deceiving you, as well. Things that are out of integrity are hard to be around, she adds. 9. You realize everyone is on their own path. As you figure out your own spiritual path, Richardson notes, you also become more accepting of the idea that everyone else is on their own unique path too. Things like winning arguments or convincing people of your views don't matter as much anymore. 10. You want to be of service. As you begin realizing that every living thing is inherently worthy and equal, Richardson says, you will feel called to be of service, whether to people, to animals, or to the environment. It's important to you that you have a cause you can get behind to make your life feel purposeful. It may not be about changing your current roles or jobs, Richardson adds, but just approaching what you're already doing with a deeper sense of service. 11. Your teachers find you. According to Kaiser, during an awakening, your spiritual teachers may appear everywhere with perfect timing to help you. These don't have to be literal teachers, they might be a kind stranger in the store, a new friend you met by chance, or a literal spiritual or religious figure. 12. You feel alone. Spiritual awakenings are no easy undertaking, and while there's hope for enlightenment on the other side, it can feel very lonely, as Kaiser explains. It's isolating to have your whole life flipped upside down, especially if the other people in your life aren't quite on the same wave. 13. You feel more connected to the natural world. While you may feel less connected to your friends and family at first, you will feel more connected to nature, Kaiser and Richardson agree. From plants to animals to the world as a whole, you will sense your interconnectedness to it all, and it may be quite moving. 14. Your senses are heightened. According to both Richardson and Kaiser, senses will often become heightened during spiritual awakenings, as you become more tuned into the present moment. This includes sensitivity to physical, emotional, and/or energetic stimuli. 15. You may have more bodily sensations. Along with heightened awareness and senses, Kaiser adds you may have other bodily sensations too. Sleep disturbances are not uncommon. 16. You may have physical symptoms. A number of physical symptoms can accompany spiritual awakenings too, Kaiser says, like fatigue and brain fog. Though of course, these symptoms could also be a sign of a medical condition, so don't necessarily write them off as nothing. 17. There's a sudden change in your habits and routine. As your spiritual life begins to transform, so will your day-to-day life, including habits and routines, Kaiser notes. Perhaps now you make it a priority to spend time in nature or meditate, or you've ditched old habits that were no longer serving you. 18. Your outlook on the world feels different. Again, spiritual awakenings aren't easy, and the alienation ego-shattering realizations that occur can make anyone feel like they are living in a new reality. 19. Increased empathy. According to Richardson, as you begin feeling more connected to the world around you, you'll also have increased empathy regarding the suffering of others. The prevalence of suffering may feel impossible to ignore, hence why you now feel more called to be of service. 20. You display more compassion. On top of feeling more empathetic, Richardson says those going through spiritual awakenings likely feel more compassionate toward others, while still wanting to hold them accountable. 21. You have a newfound curiosity. And lastly, now that you've awakened to your life, you probably have a childlike wonder and curiosity for the world around you, even when things get tough. Being able to stay curious about your life and the people in it, even when you're feeling emotional, Richardson notes, is a sign of a spiritual awakening. Thanks for watching, like this video and don't forget to subscribe this channel.